Okay, so the food and culture video project, I'm going to be talking about my mom's banana bread. So, why I chose this food? It's my favorite thing that she makes, like from scratch. She used to send it to me in care packages when I was like a freshman living in the dorm, so it was always nice to have like that piece of home get sent here. It's a great like breakfast food. I eat it for breakfast. It can be a dessert, like a snack. Super versatile, and it also like keeps well, doesn't go bad. Seal it up in a bag. So that works. And then it was also passed down through my family, four generations. So me, my mom, my grandma Joni, and then my great grandma Eleanor. So, and I think my great grandma Eleanor, that would have been like the 30s ish. So like Great Depression. So it's been a while. It's been around for a while. So a little history about bananas slash banana bread. Bananas first became standard in American cookbooks with the popularization of baking powder and baking soda. Um, so that wasn't until like 1900s. And then National Banana Bread Day is February 23rd. So mark your calendar. And like I said before, it actually is a product of the Great Depression. So like they didn't want to waste food, so you get overripe bananas, they go bad or whatever. You can still use them for banana bread. So a little family history behind that. Another, this kind of ties into why it has meaning to me. Besides the four generations, so my great grandma Eleanor, her husband died at a pretty young age, and they own like a big farm up or over by De Pere, Wisconsin. So like I said before, overripe bananas, didn't want to waste food. So every morning she would feed the farm hands that worked on their farm, and she'd make bread, sometimes banana bread. So the same recipe, and she kept that farm going for 30 years without her husband. So that's pretty impressive. It's now like a neighborhood in De Pere, sold for like millions of dollars. So that's kind of cool. But just to delve into the history of this specific recipe, actually, and just how it ties into my family and culture. And also, you can make it like vegan with raisins, chocolate chips, nuts, regular muffins, loaf, however you want to do it. Um, and that also then ties into whether it's healthy or not. And I would say no, it's not super healthy. I mean, it's not like terrible for you, but like I mean, I wouldn't sit down and like eat a half a loaf of banana bread like a couple times a week. And that's going to tie me into these nutrition facts. So, a serving size is just one slice, like a decent sized loaf, like that big. Will get you probably like 8 slices, I would think, around there. So, per slice, you're talking about 200 calories, 2.5 grams of protein, 32.8 grams of carbohydrates, and 6.3 grams of fat. So, macronutrient wise, kind of heavy for just like a little slice of banana bread. And then it is a solid source of potassium and phosphorus, though, being like it's made from bananas. So there's 80.4 grams of potassium, and then 34.8 grams of phosphorus. It's also like good for a little bit of fiber too. It says there's about a half a gram of fiber in a serving. So yeah, I mean, you look at that, not super healthy, a lot of carbs, 6 grams of fat in one slice. But I mean, it's a good little snack, everything in moderation. So now I'm gonna explain how it's made. So I've only made it a couple times. It's never as good as like my mom does it or my grandma. But so she sent me the recipe. So you get your overripe bananas. My mom usually like freezes them, like because you kind of gotta plan when you're gonna make this out because there's like a decent amount of ingredients. But yeah, so you let your unripe bananas thaw. You have half a cup of butter, third cup brown sugar, 2/3 cup white sugar, 2 beaten eggs, 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, 2 tablespoons of sour milk. I don't know what you're thinking. Gross, yuck, sour milk. Why would you use that? I'm gonna add to like the thickness and flavor, and like richness of the bread. Like it's kind of a heavier bread. It's not like super light and fluffy. And then a cup and a half of banana pulp. So you're literally gonna take your bananas, you're gonna mash them up like mashed potatoes. So it's like a paste or pulp. Um, and then a half a cup of nuts or raisins or chocolate chips, whatever you want to add. I mean, if you want to go heavy on the chocolate chips, man, go for it. Add as much as you want. And then you're just going to mix it all up. Mix it well, throw it in a loaf pan, your muffin trays, whatever you're going to do. Bake at 350 and then leave in the oven for 45 to 55 minutes. And that's going to make you one large loaf or 2 smaller loaves. And then how how I usually eat it is just like with a fork, you know. I just eat it straight out of the tin when like my mom will send me something like that or a loaf like that. You could use a fork. It doesn't really matter. However you want to get at it. It can't be finger food, you know. So now I'm gonna go grab one of my roommates and interview him and find out why he also finds banana bread culturally significant. All right, so this is my roommate Max. I'm gonna ask him a few questions about banana bread. So, why do you find banana bread culturally relevant to you?
My great grandma used to make banana bread every time we went over to visit her at her little retirement home.
Nice, same. That's actually passed down 4 generations through my
Wow,
family.
yeah, not 4 generations, but yeah.
How often do you eat banana bread?
Pretty much just I remember we went over there. She always used to have a big loaf sitting on the counter.
When was the last time you had it?
Last time I had it was last time I was home, so before I left for college.
Oh, wow. All right. So it's been a while. Has it changed over time for you? Does she ever spice things up? You know, throw some chocolate chips or raisins, nuts, something like that?
It has chocolate chips in it. Yeah, it's pretty much the same
chips.
every time though. I kind of like she doesn't change
Okay.
it.
Sounds like it's a staple for you.
Staple, yeah, it's a good word to use.
All right. And then how do you eat it?
How do you eat it? She cuts it up in slices and she gives us a fork. It's a little crumbly, but it's pretty good.
Okay. And then, so now I want you to walk me through a bite of your great grandma's banana bread.
So the top is like a little crumbly, and then it's got like a layer of chocolate chips, and then it's just like the banana bread on the bottom. It's pretty good.
Oh, so it's
you
like
mix
a
it
layer.
up. Yeah, it's
Oh,
layered.
that's interesting. All right. Well, thanks for sharing. Thanks for coming on the pod.